All right, we live, we live. Let me grab my phone here. Wait till you can send that tweet, man. We're gonna wait till a few more people jump in.
Okay.
Yes, sirree. Got my boy. Sergeant, you there, good brother?
I am here.
All
Thank you
right,
for having me.
man. Let's get it. Let's get it. Let me switch this screen here. All right. All right, we here, man. Let's talk about some Dogelon Mars.
Let's get it.
So, I know everybody been, what I'm saying, they've been waiting for this. But before we actually get into the whole, Dogelon Mars and everything that's going on with Elon, I gotta ask you this. The elephant in the room, man. So, what do you think about the current market situation, this whole FTX situation?
Oh man.
Because when we was talking a little bit off stream, man, you know a little bit of the tech side. I see that. You feel me? So you definitely intrigued me.
So personally with the FTX exchange, I didn't really like it because on there they had some hidden fees and I also saw some front running happening in the futures market. So personally I always stay away from the FTX exchange. Um, However, I never suspected to be it such a big problem as this now, right? So what they basically did in the past and what they have been doing recently is just major market manipulation.
Mm.
And back in 2019, they have also been sued because of market manipulation before they even had like the exchange going on. But I never expected it to be this big or that SBF was, spreading so many different things about himself that doesn't turn out to be right, right? It's such a big sham. So when I think about that, like, okay, it's such a bad thing that we have this happen inside the crypto industry, right?
Right, right.
It's so many people are losing money now. The trust has been hit. A lot of other companies will start falling over because of their implications that they had with the FTX exchange, and it's going to set us back so much. And it's just such a bad thing. And the same with the regulations that are coming, right? I don't think we specifically need regulations. It's gonna stop progress maybe a little bit of innovation is going down. So I really hate that this has happened in the way that it did because I don't think that we will have or have had in the past such a big problem as we're going to see with FTX because it was such a huge exchange and the way that they use their power is just mind-boggling. So
It is,
I
man.
think so for the next few months, I think this whole contagion of the FTX exchange going bankrupt is going to be way worse than it is now because a lot of things are still hidden. BlockFi, for example, is also looking for funds right now. It could very well be that they also go down, which is a very big lending company, right? So yeah,
Do,
I
do you
I
do you
really think
do,
it's
do you think like so do you think like the derivatives market for like the crypto, like the whole DeFi space, do you think that that's necessarily hurting crypto? Because I know the whole narrative, this whole like bear market was short, 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 or was either long, 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 and then we seen Sam be involved literally with every part of crypto as far as shorting and long, and it's just crazy.
Yeah, and it's also coming out how much they influence the market as a whole, right? From
Exactly.
Alameda. So it's in that aspect, it is good that they're gone, right? Because
Right.
we're losing a very big aspect of market manipulation. But on the other side of things, there's $10 billion is gone, right?
Right.
It's just lost by them and nobody knows where it is. But everybody that had that money basically that they stole it from is going to be impacted. Not just retail investors, but also all the companies that are dependent on that as well, right? So this is a crazy amount of money that is just vaporized.
Yeah, I think it will definitely set the confidence back for crypto, maybe a year, maybe 2 years. But I think a lot of people
Yeah.
should not per se ignore the noise, but kind of like embrace the opportunities. I think for the next, even though the this accumulate stage seems like it's going to be set out a little bit longer, we'll get a lot of opportunities to invest in these prices for a good term. I think that's pretty good as well.
Well, for sure. Like it's all about mindset, right? So a lot of people have lost a lot of money right now, or maybe if you weren't on the FTX exchange, maybe your investments have gone down.
Mm,
But it is a very good moment to DCA into it, right?
right.
Skill into it. So if you do that now, you're almost guaranteed a profit in like 6 to 12 months, right? So and besides that, it also creates opportunity because a lot of the market caps have been going down. It only takes a few catalysts for it to go back up, right? So there are always opportunities, and a bear market like this with a big hit like this creates extra opportunity
Talk
if
to
you
him.
know how to look. Yeah, if you know how to look for it. But if your mentality is not to look for it, but you just hit with the depression, for example, then yeah, then it's tough. Then it's really tough.
Yeah, yeah. So I gotta ask you this, man, because we know you're, what I'm saying, you're a huge name within the Elon space, but I never got a chance to ask you the history behind it. So how did you personally, what drew you to Dogelon Mars? Like, how did you, first get into it?
So over a year ago, I'm a deacon,
Okay,
right? I
okay,
like to
okay. Take chances, baby. We take chances over here. We DJs.
so I like to jump in tokens that just exist, right? I just do a very small due diligence and then I jump into it and throw in a dime and see where it goes to, and it can go wrong, it can go right. So I believe Dogelon Mars was there for a day or two. And then friends of mine started telling me about this new token that's out there. It's called Dogelon Mars. And then I started seeing all kinds of promotion happening. I went into the Telegram and I saw that their marketing was really, really strong. So I threw in a dime. That's basically how I got into it. Um, then later on, it started growing more and more and more. So I started investing more and more and more. Um, so that's how I got into it. And I also already started making a lot of friends inside the Telegram channels and things like that.
Right.
And then we had the Vitalik dip, basically, right? The Vitalik dip was a major calamity. So everybody was panicking. We went down 95%, but it was also in a moment that the chart was pretty strong. So it also jumped up like an immediate 50% after that.
So not to interrupt you.
Um,
This was before the listings, like the crypto.com listings and everything. So you was in when like the beginning.
yes. Yes, yes.
That's
Like the
what's up.
second day that the project started. Yeah.
Sheesh.
Yeah. So then the Methuselah Foundation got involved, right? Because Vitalik donated 43% of the Dogelon Mars token to them, and he swapped 7% to ETH and sent that to them as well. So I started investigating the Methuselah Foundation,
Yes, sir.
and I was so impressed with the Methuselah Foundation and also the ideals of the Dogelon Mars token that I really got really deeply involved with everything. That's basically the beginning of me starting to be more of a community person instead of just being an investor trader,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah.
Um,
But you're normally like more of a trader.
yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That explains
Yeah.
why you did the technical side when I was speaking to you. Cool, cool.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
like
Yeah.
within doing your research, Sergeant, man, you like, was there ever a point to where like the devs being anonymous that did they ever shake you, or is that something that motivates you? Because I know a lot of people look at it differently.
Well, back then it was actually one of the motivators
Okay.
inside the community. and it shifts around. So every few months, it goes like a wave. Sometimes it's seen as something that is very bullish, and
Hmm.
sometimes it's seen as very negative.
That's true.
It
I've
just
seen that.
depends on, yeah, it just depends on the sentiment inside the community. And for me, it was actually a positive thing because it shows me that these people know what they're doing, right? So you can see this in two ways. So a lot of the times you have scam tokens and then everybody is anonymous, but there's a completely different type of setup inside the Telegram channels, the websites. It's actually very, for me, with my experience, to see, okay, this could be 80% chance it's a scam because it's always the same type of anonymity that's going on there. And with the Dogelon Mars setup, it was different. So I took it as a bullish thing and also that these people want to hide who they are just for their own safety, which
Mm.
is in crypto pretty important because people have died simply because they were doxxed and the token went down, not their fault, and then they got, either murdered or stalked or hacked or swatted or, whatever. So I do get that safety here is very, very important.
Yeah, I don't think a lot of people actually never they don't actually look at it from that aspect of the game, which is crazy because you actually made a good point. We're seeing a lot of these conspiracy stories. I don't know if you heard the story what happened to the guy with DAI.
Hmm.
I think like he died or something like that.
Yeah, people get murdered over this.
Yeah, yeah,
Right?
yeah.
It happens. And also people get swatted, people get hacked, people get stalked. And some people deserve it, let's be honest, right? There are some people inside crypto that deserve it because of the way that they use things. Um, but a lot of people actually don't, like 99%. And that's why I think it's a bullish thing to just sometimes you just need to hide yourself if you're doing something that is supposed to be life changing.
Yeah. And my biggest thing on the channel, man, is just explaining just being transparent. You feel me? Being transparent because I know when I first when I first got into crypto, and even when I first started looking into Dogelon Mars, when I was doing a lot of my research, a lot of people, they was tying it to Elon and Elon Musk and things of that sort. And then you get the conspiracies and things like that. But when I was doing my research on Methuselah Foundation, I did notice that they did have a lot of investors, man, like billionaires and millionaires that's invested, that may have donated at one point into their foundation. So I just thought that was a crazy connection to see people like Peter Thiel and the Novogratz family on that monument. I just thought that was like just crazy. What's your opinion on that?
Well, when I was doing my due diligence, that was also one of my points because the Methuselah Foundation has a lot to lose, right? Their whole
Facts.
reputation is staked
20 years.
behind, yeah, behind Dogelon Mars. So if this thing doesn't fly or turns out to be a scam, their whole reputation is ruined, right? And they have all these people behind them that have donated to them that expect a lot more from them, right?
Right.
So it's just a very bullish thing. And the Peter Thiel, you have like the Methuselah Foundation has like the 300, and Peter Thiel is part of the 300, which means the 300 major donators. So yeah, I believe they still have a connection there.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. I think
Yeah.
that connection is actually slept on when you start digging deep into the not just the people that have donated, but even the scientific research and stuff that they're working on, man. I think that's going to be something that's going to start to heat up, if not the next year, the next couple years. Because these people only getting older, man. So it only makes sense if you pay attention to a lot of the narratives that start to string along in crypto. I think decentralized science, it's a place for it.
Fully agree. I fully agree. They're doing, or well, they're not doing it. They're funding a lot of different researchers that have major impact on the world or will have regarding uh what's the word? Alzheimer, for example. They are funding a research that can aid in removing Alzheimer as a disease,
Mm.
right? They're looking into technologies that reverse aging of a cell. They're looking into technologies that will boost your immune system and things like that. So these are all things that are going to come out in the next year or two. right? And it's going to boost the name, but it also these guys that you said, like the billionaires, they wanna see some action too, right? So at some point, you would expect that the longevity science is going to pick up because of that as well.
Definitely, 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 definitely. My bad. Y'all gotta
Yeah,
excuse me.
we need to reboot the Zoom, I guess,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah, yeah. I just noticed that they charge for the time, and I didn't even create a pro account. But we got 6 minutes left. Don't trip. What I want to ask you though. Now, that just threw me off. As far as Elon, man, so I know you said you got there at the beginning. I know you said you got at the beginning. That must have been some crazy gains, man, when it went up to its all time highs. That had to be. I thought about that
Oh
because
yeah,
because I back in the day I did a video with a football player Travis Jervey, and he was one of the first people that bought into Sheeb. Man, he was a football player at this first bought into Sheeb, and he said when he first bought into Sheeb, it crashed. Like the dude, I guess Vitalik sold everything, and then it crashed. And I think you was the same thing that happened at Dogelon Mars, correct? He gave
yeah, it did.
when he gave away the
So
tokens, not necessarily sold them, but he gave away the tokens. Everything kind of like crashed, correct?
yeah, so I was 500% up before that happened,
Sheesh.
and yeah, and then it crashed
Appreciate that,
so
Ash.
far down. Man, it's that I don't cry about investments, but that would be a crying moment. But I stuck into it, and I actually invested even more so after finding out what the Methuselah Foundation is, and also knowing that they would keep the tokens, because that was also a big thing, because everybody was panicking and selling because they would expect the Methuselah Foundation to just liquidate, and that would destroy um, the whole community and the project. So when they came out that they were going to keep the token itself, I invested some more, but also set up the Dogelon Warriors. So
That,
that was like in the wake of that donation as well.
it,
And and a year later, I don't know the exact numbers, but when it got listed on crypto.com, we went up another 25 times, I believe. So yeah,
sheesh.
crazy gains, crazy gains.
Hey, that's what we
I'm
want to
still
see,
up.
man. Look, look,
Yeah.
look, look. You have to throw that in. I'm still up, baby. That's what I like to see, man. Talk your shit, man. I
Yeah.
love it. I love it. But this is the thing, man. I always, contrary to many beliefs, man. Even though we go through our different phases, I've always gave fully respect, man, the Methuselah Foundation for keeping their word. You feel me? That's one thing I look in for any type of company, any type of project is, people that keep their word, man. Your word is everything. And the fact that they literally lined up everything that they said they was gonna do and actually execute it, I think that's something to be to what I'm saying, to actually respect. But it's a lot of FUD that they also gets on the project as well. You feel me? It's a lot of FUD that also gets
Yeah.
on the project. But I think that's with any project.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? When the price dip,
Exactly.
people get mad. You know what I'm saying? Especially if they
Yeah.
bought at the top. You know what I mean? So
Ex
it just is what it
exactly. And
is.
then they start looking for things just for giving themselves a reason, right? So it's
No,
all good. I'm used to it right now, to be honest. As a part of the Dogelon Warriors, right? We get so much uh negativity hurled our way, right? Or questions about what about this or what about that. But
right.
most of it, is I've seen it all, and it's all good. It's part of it. It just happens, and we can discuss it. And but at some point, it gets boring, though. That's what we had with the Dogelon Spaces. At some point, is that I kept repeating myself every week,
Right.
uh, and giving the same answers. That gets a little annoying, but other than that, it's just part of it. It's just normal that people get anxious when the chart goes down, right? They're looking for reasons why. So it's
Okay,
all good.
okay. All right, so this is what we're gonna do, man. We got about 2 minutes left. Um
Yeah,
and
so when the Zoom cuts out,
yeah,
I'll just jump straight back in. Don't worry about it.
cool,
Don't
cool,
worry
cool,
about
cool. So yeah, speaking on that, so as far as the stuff that was coming up with the wallets, you're more of a tech guy. You know what I'm saying? I couldn't
it. Yeah,
really explain it to the community, but maybe you could give a quick rundown.
I can. So the
Okay.
wallets, and you're referring to the little
Yeah, yeah,
that
yeah.
the
You know what I'm saying?
deployer
Yeah.
wallet is creating scam tokens, right?
Facts.
Is that the one?
Yeah.
Okay. So what happens is spoofing. You
Okay.
can spoof the creator of a token. So I don't know if you're familiar with spoofing, but for example, you can also do it with phone numbers. You can call somebody from a specific phone number, but then you can spoof that you're actually calling from a number of a company, for example,
Okay.
right? And you can also do the same thing with mail servers and things like that. So it's actually a quite common technique. So what happens is this creator of this scam token spoofs the Dogelon deployer wallet as the creator and then deploys it. And then it looks like the deployer wallet makes it. But if you drill down into it, you can actually see it was a different address, different wallet address that deployed that specific token.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been meaning to try to like, give my people always ask me about that situation, and I never really speak on it because I don't per se understand everything that's going on. I'm just seeing it from the outside looking in. I'm seeing what everybody else sees on the screen. So it's good that you're able to, kind of like explain what's going on, because a lot of people don't know it when it comes to blockchain and all that stuff. We're seeing with the FTX situation, like that shit gets deep, really deep. So you can't just look at something from just the outside and think that's what's really going on. You got to really do your research. Hold on. Hold on, guys. Let's see if we can get him back in. Sergeant, you still there? You still there? Hold on, family. We're going to get into some AMA. We're going to get into some AMAs. We're going to get into some Ask questions because I know y'all got some questions. Shout out to Ash. Appreciate you, Ash. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. Let's get him back in. Y'all hold tight. Y'all hold tight. See if I can get him back in. What was I doing here? I was trying to buy the whole Zoom thing. Man, it was getting juicy, man. It was getting juicy. He said, is it there, bro? Hold on. We try to get you back in, Sergeant. We try to get you back in, man. It was getting juicy. Oh, man. Ash, what it do? Y'all got to bear with me, man. I'm still trying to learn how to use Zoom, man. Y'all got to bear with me. All right? Y'all got to bear with me. Let me see if I can find it. Let's see. And I didn't know you had to pay for Zoom, man. What they on, man? Zoom, what y'all on? Hold on, man. They did me dirty. Y'all still holding on, man. Y'all, you know what I'm saying? Y'all was. Nah, we not doing that. Hold on, y'all.